Welcome to emisitv.
Grief-stricken and alone, Tukinah spent her days mourning her mother's death and her nights praying by the grave, seeking guidance from the gods. She felt lost, overwhelmed by the enormity of her solitude. The jungle, once her home, now seemed vast and unwelcoming. The winds howled like a chorus of sorrow, echoing Tukinah's grief as she mourned for days. One night, as Tukinah slept under a tree, a remarkable event occurred. The spirits of her ancestors had awakened. The wind suddenly stopped. Then, the sky began to shift. A bright amber light emerged, as if summoned from the depths of the horizon. The moon slowly rose, its radiance shimmering with a light that pulsed and danced like a living thing. The entire jungle seemed to hold its breath. From within the luminous glow, tendrils of light spiraled outward, casting long shadows and filling the clearing with a sense of awe and mystery. The amber glow intensified, growing brighter, as if the heavens themselves were reaching down to touch the earth. The heat wrapped around her like a blanket, pulling her from sleep. Tukinah stirred, awakened by the warmth radiating from the moon. She rose to her feet and stood frozen. The air felt thick with energy, and time seemed to slow as the glow a fiery red, but strangely not burning. The forest felt alive with ancient power. This was no ordinary moonlight, Tukinah thought. It was a celestial event, charged with divine purpose, as if summoned from God above. A bird of astonishing beauty appeared before her. Its feathers shimmered in the night sky. It seemed to glow with an ethereal light. This was no ordinary bird, it was a guardian spirit, sent by God to watch over her and guide her through the trials that lay ahead. Tukinah's eyes opened wide, as she saw the mystical bird perched on a tree. It suddenly flew towards her, and lo and behold, she transformed into a human-like being. Tukinah, shaking with amazement, watched in awe. "You are the last of the royal powerful bloodline," it whispered through the wind, its voice layered with hope. "Your bloodline's power has not been extinguished. You are our heir, Tukinah. The winds have called us to awaken you." It changed back into a bird. "Oh my God," Tukinah exclaimed, "it changes color." Radiating, the bird landed gracefully on a nearby branch, its eyes warm and wise. An instant connection formed between them, then Tukinah knew deep in her soul that this was no mere creature, it was a messenger from her mother's spirit. She whispered, "Is this you, Mother?" The bird tilted its head, acknowledging her question, and then took flight. Entranced, Tukinah followed, drawn deeper into the jungle. They reached a sacred clearing where the moonlight filtered through the trees, casting a golden glow, the very same light that marked her birth. "You are the last of a royal and powerful bloodline," the voice whispered through the wind, layered with hope and ancient wisdom. "Your lineage's strength has not been extinguished. You are our heir, Tukinah. The winds have called us to awaken you." As the bird spoke, Tukinah's breath caught in her throat. Her wide eyes reflected the mystical energy surrounding them. She felt a warm energy stirring within her, as if the bird's power was shaping her very soul. Her clothing began to shimmer and transform, adorned with radiant colors that danced like the bird's wings. Strange, glowing tattoos appeared across her skin, unfamiliar but resonant with ancient power. "How can I unlock it?" Tukinah asked, her heart pounding. Sensing her awe, the bird's voice softened yet held a weight of truth. "Yes, my daughter. The amber light within you is a power we share, a force waiting to be unlocked." Both of them transforming as she spoke. Transforming again, it spoke, "But it is not something I can give, you must claim it for yourself. Only then will you have the strength to face the trials ahead. Darkness looms, but your survival depends on unlocking the full might of the amber light within you." "How?" Tukinah asked, her heart pounding. "How can I unlock it?" The bird's eyes gleamed with ancient knowledge. By facing your deepest fears. By embracing who you are. Only then will you have the strength to face the trials ahead. Darkness looms, but your survival depends on unlocking the full might of the amber light within you. Only then will you become the true warrior destined for your path. Tukinah swallowed hard, her voice steadying. I will face it. Whatever it takes. I will unlock the powers. Under the bird's watchful eye, Tukinah began to train. The bird taught her how to harness the power within her, to move with the grace of a warrior, and to connect with the power of the amber lights that lies within her eyes. It was a rigorous training that tested her strength, patience, but Tukinah proved herself worthy. She learned to move silently, strike with precision, and use her supernatural abilities to protect herself. She fought many beasts as she ventured deeper into the forest. With each battle she unlocks a mystical power of the amber lights. After one fierce battle, she unlocked the spirit of the bird, granting her the ability to fly out of danger. In another, she discovered the strength to break bones with a single kick. The next battle unlocked the agility of a monkey. Quickly climb trees or rocks and move easily between branches, dodge attacks, and avoid getting hurt while staying fast and ready for action. As she ventured deeper, her powers multiplied. She gained the speed to outrun a deer, using it to escape or chase down enemies. In another battle, she unleashed the strength of a bear, her might now capable of toppling foes with ease. These abilities, combined, made her nearly unstoppable. She could now face multiple adversaries at once, each movement a seamless blend of her newfound power. One day after completing her training, the bird led Tukinah to a clearing where the moon hung low, irradiating a soft, amber light. The moon radiating so bright, signaling that she was ready. Tukinah stood still, feeling the moon's energy pull at her. Why here? She whispered, her heart pounding. The bird circled her, its wings glowing in the moonlight. You're ready to discover, it seemed to say, swirling around her faster and faster. She could feel its energy wrapping around her. Suddenly, her jungle clothes transformed into a brilliant white fabric, glowing under the moon. Gold jewelry appeared on her wrists and neck, gleaming with the same amber hue. Tukinah touched her new attire, breathless. Is this me? The bird tilted its head, its eyes gleaming. This is what awaits you if you survive, it conveyed in its silent language, before adding aloud, the power of the amber moonlight is unlocked. But the real challenge came when she traveled hundreds of miles north, reaching the edge of the forest, looking for a new home among people. As she approached the outskirts of a settlement, she heard the sound of people screaming and running. Moving closer, she saw a terrifying beast walking toward the village, from the other side, while people ran away in fear. This creature had terrorized this kingdom for years. It was even bigger than the beast she had faced in the jungle, with sharp claws and red eyes glowing with evil. The creature had tormented these village people for years. It was larger than any Tukinah had ever seen, even more massive than the one she fought in the jungle. Its claws gleamed like sharpened blades, and its red eyes burned with pure rage. Tukinah tightened her grip on her weapon, feeling the familiar warmth of the amber light inside her start to glow. Her heart raced, but she stepped forward, unwavering, ready to face the beast. The villagers around her screamed in terror. Run! It's too strong. No one can stop it. But Tukinah held her ground. Her voice was steady, her resolve unshaken. I faced worse. Stay back, I will deal with this. The beast let out a massive roar, its massive form shaking the very ground beneath it as it charged toward her. Tukinah's eyes narrowed, and the amber light around her intensified. "You've caused enough destruction," she muttered, her body energy powered by the moon. With a fierce cry, she leaped into the air, her body lifted by the amber light. With incredible speed, she circled the creature, delivering a powerful arrow that knocked it off balance. The beast stumbled but quickly regained its footing, roaring in frustration. Tukinah noticed she can still float with and without wings. The beast roared, fire blasting out of its mouth. As the creature charged forward again, Tukinah, still able to float without wings, fired a barrage of arrows, each one glowing with amber light, piercing through the beast's thick side and one slicing apart the thick palm slightly. The beast kept coming, relentless, its massive jaws spewing fire. Tukinah dodged through the air like a streak of light, ran in the air with the speed of a gazelle, avoiding the fireballs as they shot past her. "You're strong," she said through gritted teeth, "but I'm stronger." She fired another powerful shot. Tukinah lowered herself to the ground, grabbed her spear. With a swift, powerful motion, she drove the spear into the creature's side, the blade tearing through its flesh and piercing its heart. The beast let out a thunderous roar, staggering back in agony. But she wasn't finished. In one fluid movement, she drew her bow, her eyes locked onto her target. Wings out again, with unyielding focus, she fired a series of arrows with such force that they ripped through the air like lightning. Each arrow found its mark, one plunging into its chest, striking deep near the heart, another slamming into its back, then the final arrow tearing through the base of its neck, severing its air supply. The villagers watched in awe as Tukinah floated higher into the sky, her wings beating with raw power. She flew directly at the beast, grabbing it by the neck in midair. The creature gasped, its massive form trembling as it struggled for breath, its strength fading with every moment. "It's getting more weak," tried to breathe, its reign of terror is coming to an end by her unmatched skill. The amber moon overhead seemed to glow brighter as Tukinah fed off its energy. Her strength surged, and she let out a growl of her own. Moving with lightning speed, she dodged the beast's desperate swipes and fire blasts, twisting through the air like a phantom. Suddenly, she plunged downward, her spear aimed straight at the beast's throat. The beast roared in defiance, but it was too late. The spear struck its target with brutal force, and the beast collapsed, shaking the ground as it fell. As she turned back toward the forest, her wings fully disappeared, the amber light around her dimming. Tukinah glanced at the villagers and offered a small nod. "It's over. You're safe now." Without another word, she ran back into the shadows of the forest, leaving behind the scorched battlefield where the beast had fallen. After the fierce battle, she staggered back into the forest, her heart racing, her breath heavy, each step feeling like it might be her last. Her mind swirled with emotions, relief, exhaustion, and disbelief at her own survival. How did I make it? She wondered, her body aching from every blow she had blocked, every step she had taken. The cool night air pressed against her skin as she leaned against a tree for support, feeling the weight of the moment. She gazed at her trembling hands, still sore from the battle. She remembered her mom wishing she were here to see her triumph. She longed for her mother's presence, to witness the strength and courage. The bird, who had been watching the entire scene, could hardly believe what it had seen. Its beak dropped open as it watched Tukinah sprint back into the jungle. As she slowed and approached a towering tree, the bird remained frozen in shock, unable to grasp the incredible battle it had just witnessed. Floating above, the bird who had trained her watched silently, its eyes gleaming with pride, as Tukinah walked past her. Her clothes transforming in a brilliant white yet again. The creature tilted its head, pleased with what it had witnessed. Its task was complete, and the girl it had once trained now stood victorious. After a while, the bird knew its time had come to depart, trusting that fate would guide her from here on. She will not need me anymore. As the bird took flight, the moon broke free from behind the clouds, glowing brightly as if to celebrate the victory. Its light shimmered through the branches, casting a soft glow around the young warrior. In the heart of the ancient African kingdom, a new queen rose to power, a warrior of unparalleled beauty and strength. At just 30, her reign was short but legendary, defined by fierce battles and unwavering courage. Her reign, though brief, was marked by courage and sacrifice. Now, she lies still, her spirit silenced. Her eyes are gently closed in death, her peaceful face framed by her black afro hair. Draped in a white royal robe and crowned in gold, she is carried on a royal stretcher, her dark skin glowing like polished ebony. The jungle parts reverently as she is taken to a royal burial site fit for a remarkable queen. Her people mourn, but whispers echo, how did this fearless queen, so strong in battle, meet her untimely end? And as her body nears its resting place, one question remains, is this truly the end? Or does her legacy still hold a secret, waiting to be revealed in the shadows of the beyond? The mystery only deepens.
Thank you for watching emisitv, World Mystic Chronicles. We hope you enjoyed this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below.